All right, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to As Above, So Below, a Rune and Tarot divination for Thursday, the 21st day of April, 2022. Well, I hope everybody's had a good week so far. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thanks for coming by, and I hope you'll click subscribe and join our little tarot and rune family. Let's see. If you are new here, I like to go over the esoteric influences from the weekly post I do over at Stepping Aside. I also include it in a newsletter if you want to get that. You don't have to, you can just look at it there if you want to. You want to check each day, remind yourself of what's going on for the day, astrologically and numerology wise, and rune wise, and planetary position wise, all of that. Let's see. Also, I also include the chart from the Human Design. I don't know if you're familiar with Human Design. It's another type of a predictive software similar to astrology, but it makes use of the I Ching, and so it's very cool. I like it, and so I include both the astrology chart for the day and the Human Design chart for the day, which I cast for 8 a.m. in the morning. As part of the interpretation, also the numerology and the runes and all of that. So, and I come up with an interpretation for the day using all of those influences. So that's what the esoteric influences are that we talk about on Mondays and Thursdays. But the rest of it, you'll just either have to go over to the blog or subscribe to the newsletter. And the web address for Stepping Aside is imsteppingaside.com. And you can click on Show More under the video here, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see all those links to where I am, including the blog address. So for today, the 21st day, 21 reduces to 3. So we have a 3 numerology. So creativity, triplicities, like past, present, future, mind, body, spirit, all of that. Communication and attention to details. The rune today for the esoteric influences is Ansus, which means a god, or it's considered Odin's rune. It means divinity, clarity, and spirit communication. The Geomancy rune for today is populace, or crowd, or people, or maybe even a follower. Instead of someone like with Vaya, you're asserting your own path. You're taking your own path. You're asserting yourself, alignment, and all of that. That would be its complement. The sun's in Aries and the moon's in Capricorn today. And the planetary governance, if you're working magic's Jupiter. So expansive magics. It's not in retrograde right now. When it is, then it would be inner expansion. So anything you want to work magic on, getting a new job or what have you, in any kind of something that's expansive, Jupiter is the governor for today. Last quarter moon's going to be on Saturday, so you're looking at action from a place of strength, and adaptability is challenging at times when during the third quarter moon or last quarter moon. Earth Day's tomorrow, so I guess that's it for the calendar there. So for today, then, a conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune suggests that your intuition is strong during this period, and you may be drawn to metaphysical pursuits. You express profound clarity as you communicate with and are drawn to higher energies during this time. Your sense of individuality, there we go, permeates everything you do, and you act with an understanding that challenges are inevitable and will benefit you in the long run. You maintain shared values with others, and your presence is catalytic irrespective of outside influences. You respect the values of others and refuse to undermine in any manner their sense of purpose or force your beliefs on them, and you're willing to take a lesser or subordinate role in order that you serve others. And that last paragraph is actually from the Human Design chart for today. So it really gives you a lot of really cool information, at least I think. So that's why I include it. Let's see. Okay. Where's my bag? Here's my bag. All right, let's go ahead and take the rune for today from the Elder Futhark, if I can get my bag open. There we go. I let the runes fall through my fingers. And the last one is the rune that we're going to be looking at. We have Thurzaz. It's also known as it's the thorn or Thor's rune. It kind of looks like Thor's hammer, but also looks like a rose thorn, doesn't it? And Thurisaz is really about breaking through challenges and opposition. It's defense. It's also new beginnings, protection. It can denote impulsive behavior, giants as well. Thor was a giant, pretty big guy reportedly. It's about chaos. It can be useful in weather magic. That's the as above side, though, and I think when you look at it from that standpoint, you're really looking at leaving the ego out of all of that. So, Thurisaz could even be used internally to try to get through and break through perceptions that no longer serve you, that are really more ego-based than anything else. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, looks like we have acquisitio or gain. Let me show you what that is for the... Does this it here? No, that's a missio. It's complement. I have to find it in my little bowl here. Rather than trying to show you 4 runes at once, well, where in the heck is it? Oh, well, right there. It's turned on its side. This is acquisitio or gain. So the below side of this would be coupled with the above side with Thurisaz, then we can maybe start out with a preliminary interpretation that maybe involves breaking through challenges to where you can have some success today, or you gain it, or you either gain or make ground or what have you. What am I trying to say there? You get a little further maybe in something that you gain a little ground. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. It's Thursday. The weather's crazy, so I don't know. We've had so much wind here. It just gets everything to be just so disturbing because we've had really big gusts and just constant wind, which is typical on the high desert, but still it's annoying, when you have to go outside and you're in all that wind. It's just makes doing anything out there. And plus it's cold. That's the other thing. We've had a couple of days where it's been warm. But anyway, with Thurisaz in acquisitio, really, I think breaking through challenges or opposition to either internally gain a different perspective, maybe, or to make progress in something, an area that has sort of maybe been stagnant for a while. But let's take a look at the cards and see what they have to say. They may come up with some other direction here. So we'll take the first 3 and see what they give us. Well, I think that probably we're on the right track here. We've got the moon, we've got the sun, we've got so emotions and will. You've also got deception maybe with the moon, and then the sun comes out and we've got clarity and we've got success and all of that, and then we have the 8 of Pentacles, which is going to be all about making progress and progressive success. So again, maybe something is either breaking through internally, so to where you might come to some different conclusions about something that takes you in a better direction, or it could be some material success with your job or something like that, or something you're wanting to do. Maybe you're trying to buy a house and the loan comes through or something like that. But let's start with the moon. Card 18 of the major arcana gives a 9 energy, so endings, completions, spirituality, and generosity. There's a feeling of balance here as well. You see the familiar theme in tarot. Here you've got 2 towers. It doesn't have to be towers. It could just be like you have 2 rock faces maybe. You could have that, like just an area, like a pathway between, kind of a doorway. You can look at the moon as the subconscious or the unconscious mind as well. The moon tends to veil things. So that's why we talk about, maybe it being a more inner type of experience. Here you have dark and light, so the polarity within. You see the pathway, though, going up here to the mountains. And in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, this is a different Rider-Waite deck. Generally speaking, what you're going to see there, when the path reaches the mountains, it splits. There's like two little peaks right there. Only this particular deck doesn't show it that way. We see a lobster coming out of the pool below, the pond below, but he doesn't actually come out onto the ground. He'll come up a little bit and come back out and go back down, rather. And what the lobster is going to suggest is, well, rebirth, maybe. So that's why there could be an inner aspect to this, whether it's maybe, and the inner aspect may be just you've been given the opportunity to learn more about your craft. So that would be an inner type of a thing, versus, because he's not actually out there selling anything, is he? He's just working on it. So that could be considered inner, the education, the trade school, or the mentorship, or what have you. And that again could apply to getting another job. But there is an element of the inner work here with this. If you look at it from the standpoint of deception, it could be deception coming from without, from others, maybe trying to stop you from doing something or throwing challenges in your path. Again, we've got Thurisaz breaking through challenges, so there could be that as a factor. But more likely, it's whatever it is that's holding you back inside, the perceptions you have, the fears you have. There's an element to that here. But clearly, there's a new path that's happening, so... Or a new, or if you look at it the other way, coming down from the mountain to the little body of water there, we don't actually know how big it is, so I just refer to it as a pond. But it could be that it's the new path to rebirth. So again, maybe rethinking the perceptions you have. And here we have the sun blazing in all its glory, its rays going all over the place. We have the pennant here, or the flag for success. We have new beginnings. We see the sunflowers, Slava Ukraini. So we have the sunflowers behind the wall. The wall could be a barrier, but the light's returning, isn't it? So maybe you do the inner work necessary with the moon, and you get rid of any self-deception, and then you can then proceed on in full clarity. The sun's about the will. Again, it's more fiery. This is watery. But there's a feeling of success here. You've got the unicorn, which is possibility. Is it a unicorn? No, it's just a horse. There's one, is it the Heindel deck that shows it, I think, is a unicorn. Maybe. There's a unicorn in one of them. I was looking at the Heindel deck. That's just a gorgeous deck if you've never seen it. Very non-traditional. So you try to look at it in terms of what the traditional meanings are. It's like, okay, what does he mean here? But it kind of looks like it is. You can kind of see that, but it's actually his ear connecting into, looks like lilies there, or maybe it's just another color on the greenery, because you've got it. This particular card uses more grays and bluish grays than it does anything else. That's why I like it. Plus I like it because it goes clear to the edge. But no, that's an ear there. But you've got the white horse, which again with white you mean, well, this is kind of grayish, but still. In the other deck it's white. But there you have new beginnings. And that's the 19th card of the Major Arcana, so you're looking at a 1 energy, which again is new beginnings. Leadership. But then we come to the 8. So the 8, of course, is going to align as well with the sun, as well as will the sun with acquisitio, or gain. So again, maybe something's happening here where you're breaking through either inner perceptions that are holding you back from maybe pursuing a new direction in your job, in your career, in your life, or maybe it's signaling that a door is opening and you can get some more training. Maybe you need to switch gears in your career, where you're not going to be doing that sort of job anymore, but you need to improve your skills so you can get a different job in a different type of industry maybe. And so that's what this is about. You've got an 8 here, which is strength and leadership, again aligning with the sun. But here with Pentacles, you're talking the earth element, and this is the material side of life. So family, home, tradition, structure, career, and education. It can be education as well. The air element can also mean education, so can fire. But realistically here, he's working on his trade. He's working on self-improvement. You see what looks like a house in the background, but it could be part of the town, because you see a tower there. But he's continuing to work diligently on his craft. That's another aspect of the 8. It's kind of a real Capricornian type of an energy, where you work diligently and you prefer structure and routine, and Taurus is involved in routine as well. But you're looking at this diligence, this ability to stay with something, to continue on with the process. So it's not the same as with the 3 of Pentacles, where you've got the guy that's actually working out in the city, in the town, and 2 women come by to admire his work. He's already done this process. But is this signaling something, a new direction? With the 1 energy of the sun, are we seeing something that's new coming your way today, that involves either opening the door for further study, for further, maybe an apprenticeship or something is opening up, and you're thinking about taking that, but you've got to get rid of the fear inside of, oh, will I get that? Will it happen for me? Can I do it? And all of that. I think that there's a little bit of self-deception with the negative self-talk that we oftentimes engage in. And maybe we don't take opportunities that are right there that could be the best thing for us because of the inner fears that we have. And I think that the moon is suggesting a little more balance in that regard as possible. And again, you're talking about a pathway, a doorway here between the 2 towers. And I mean, it is drawn right here for you. So a new pathway maybe. You can also look at this in terms of polarity, balancing dark with light, fear with awakening. And I think that it's more heavily weighted again on awakening with the sun. So you take the risk, in other words. The sun can give you new opportunities, and you want to take that risk. You've decided you're going to let go of the fear, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to take the risk to develop a new career, or to get more skill, or to make yourself more known out there in the world. Maybe you're going to open a business, for example. Maybe you're somebody who, I knew somebody who, he had a job, but he was really good at cabinetry, and he did things for people just on the side. And he eventually, that's what he did. He went to, I think he was actually working in a cabinet shop. And then he went and he was working more diligently on what he was doing, and people were buying from him. And ultimately he can open his own place, right? And open his own shop, because he has the skills to do that. And again, this is about increasing your skill and diligently working on your craft. So is the doorway that's going to open for you today, does it have to do with further training? Does it have to do with a new opportunity that you've been diligently working on? Taking that self-determination and manifesting something else with it? Possibly. I think that both the sun and the 8, once again, align very well with acquisitio, or gain. And Thurisaz breaks through the inner fear to take that risk. And and pursue that new opportunity. You know, the eight's also the eight also implies success with that. The inner strength to go forward on a new path, perhaps. I don't think we need another card, because I think that the eight is defining whatever's happening in the 18th and 19th card. And again, 18 and 19, there's a sense of progression there, isn't there? And then there would be, let's see, you would have 8 and then 1 is 9, so a sense of completion or endings here. So you put an end to the fear that you have, and you open the door to new opportunities. And again, Thursaz helps you do that. So instead of opposition from others, maybe this is the opposition you place on yourself, and how you react to new opportunities. It's like, well, I don't think I could do that. Well, how do you know? Maybe you could. Maybe you have more skills than you know. And maybe doors are opening for you to gain more. And I think that from today's esoteric influences, the conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune is really opening up possibilities here. Jupiter being expansive, Neptune is a little more dreamy, a little more metaphysical, but it's bringing in higher awareness that can then help you let go of maybe fears that you really don't need to have, that you possess the ability to do these things. And so why not take advantage of an opportunity that's coming your way? And not give in to fear and watch it go to somebody else when it could go to you. So I think we did it. I think that's it. Well, that's pretty cool. I do a write-up of this, and I also post the video over on my Patreon page. If you want to follow me over there, there's a link to that below the video here. Otherwise, if you know, you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but if you want to, that'd be cool. But you get that over there. You also get correspondences for the week, including recommendations for magical workings as well. That I don't put those in the one I do on the blog, or the version of it that I post over on Medium. So you get that over there as well. And then sometimes I write other stuff, although I haven't been lately. I'm going to have to start, though. I'm probably going to start writing a little more about herbs. I haven't done that in a while, and I need to. Spring is here. Well, it's trying to be here. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. But our trees don't know what to do. They're starting to bloom out, but everything is behind now. Everything was ahead when we started, and then we had this icky weather, and it's just stunted everything. So I don't know. My garlic's still growing, though. And I would imagine my onions are probably up, but I don't know. I haven't asked my husband, and he hasn't said anything, so maybe they're not, or maybe he just hasn't looked. I don't know. Sometimes we just ignore that stuff. We water them, but then, that's it. We don't really pay that close of attention. Plus, when they're starting to come out, he can't see them anyway without his glasses on. So anyway, I guess that's it. I don't think I have to tell you anything else that's going on. I think that's it. So anyway, thanks for coming by, and hope you come back on Monday for another edition of As Above, So Below. Again, it's just a fun way to kind of look at ideas about how we see the world and how we see ourselves, and ways that we can maybe think about things differently, ways that we can improve ourselves and our perceptions and our awareness. I like it. I've always enjoyed doing divination, and so it's kind of fun to do this twice a week, and just to think about things in a different way. So, but thanks for coming by, and we'll talk again Monday. Be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.